This is Full Game Prometheus, the only YouTuber to actually post full games of all the tips and schemes he posts on his channel. I show you the good, the bad, and the ugly against online ranked opponents. Alright guys, I want to go ahead and show you a play that I stumbled on in the Washington playbook. It's out of the gun empty bunch wide. I'm not a big proponent of actually using empty sets, primarily because I do like to have the threat of the run. And I also like to have an easy person that I can kind of depend on to block for me in case I get some heavy pressure. Now, the empty bunch, the gun empty bunch wide actually has a very unique play in it that actually destroys cover 2, and it actually will cause your opponent a lot of headaches because it's got a glitch route in this play. So we're going to take a look at the drag curls out of the gun empty bunch wide. This is out of the Washington playbook, but I'll also see if I can identify this in other playbooks. I'll go ahead and show this to you. So drag curl out of the gun empty bunch wide. Alright, so basically we're going to make the one adjustment with a route. We're going to take read and we're going to put him on a drag route. This gives us a fast man read, especially if our opponent is doing some kind of hot blitzes. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our running back and we're going to motion him out. Now your option with the running back is you can actually go ahead and motion him off to the left, and I think you can snap the ball as he's moving. The other option is you can go ahead and take him and put him in the backfield. Now what's unique about the running back, you see he's on a fly route. That fly route stays the same. He doesn't change a little bit, doesn't dip, it doesn't angle out and then go up with a slow release. It actually, the guy fires off the line. Now our progressions against man coverage is just going to be basically reading the mesh concept over the middle, because essentially if you got a fast wide receiver, fast tight end, they're going to beat man coverage every time with this mesh concept right here. So you're going to basically go ahead and get pretty good attack. I'd probably lean towards the wide receiver number 1, especially if a fast wide receiver number 1. He's going to go ahead and break away from any kind of man coverage in this type of situation. So really your progressions with this particular reads are going to be off to the right hand side, and I'll show you the reason why, because a lot of players do use a lot of cover 3 when they play online. Alright, so what my first read is going to be, who I'm going to really look at my reads if I'm going against random defenses, I don't know what I'm going to attack, is I'm going to use Garcon. As you can see right here, he's on that post route. It's a very popular post route. It actually beats a lot of coverages, especially man coverage. So I'm going to motion Kelly over because he's going to be my cover 2 destroyer, but Garcon is going to be basically my progression for cover 3. Now in cover 3, what happens is this seam route will be wide open probably 90% of the time. So this is another random cover 3 coverage. Going to motion my guy over. As you can see, it just parts like the Red Sea 90% of the time. Motion my guy over, another random cover 3. And this time, a defender actually floats up, but you can see it can check down to the next guy. So my first progression is going to be, this route is going to be Garcon. As you can see, the last 3 plays, nobody fell in his area. But this defenders, these guys bracket him. So if they're floating up to stop this post route, there's nobody underneath. Now, if it's man coverage, I know 90% of the time my number 1 wide receiver should have the speed and the ability to go and beat that corner on a drag route. That's going to be my next progression. That's going to be the area I'm going to look at to beat my opponent over the middle of the field. So that's going to be my next progression. My final progression is going to be the running back route, and that's against cover 2. Cover 3, generally the running back route will be covered, but in cover 2, it's going to part like the Red Sea, and you're going to be able to pick up a good 25, 30 yards with that route. Now I'm going to go against random cover 2s, going to give the same type of a look. Once again, I'm going to be looking over at Garcon. He's got a cover 2 shell. He's got 2 high safeties, so I know that might be the look right there. But as you can see right here, this running back is just naked wide open. So with cover 2, the mesh routes mess up the zones. Completely mess up the zones. As you can see right here, I've got a defender right there that actually has to take care of this guy, and then he gets pulled out. So I've got two defenders defending this mesh over here, completely pulled out of the way. I got this guy that I can still go ahead and check down to on a regular basis. He actually sits there, and then as you can see right here, the mid zone actually takes away this guy right here. So you could potentially throw that ball early if you wanted to, but the defender's actually going to come in the area and take away that route, leaving this running back route of all places actually wide open against cover 2, and I can pick up, look at the yardage on that. I'm picking up 22 yards on a completion to a running back over the middle against cover 2, which is probably one of the most spammed coverages in the game. Once again, motioning the guy over against cover 2. And nobody follows running back at all. Just never happens. So you could jump into this play if your opponent is playing like cover 2 sink or something like that against you. You can jump into this play if you have a 3rd and 2 situation. Most people don't man up the running backs in this game. They just don't do that. So you're going to have to force your opponent to man up the running back in this particular play to go ahead and stop this play, because you can pick up the yardage. So right there, I almost picked up 30 yards on that particular play. So that's what I discovered this play. I tried the motion, I ran it against cover 2, and I just realized that this play just gets naked over the middle right there, where I can pick up a very good easy completion for 30 yards with a running back route in the backfield. So guys, I hope you guys like this tip. This is basically a play I'm going to be running in my series. You can see this firsthand, how I'm able to go ahead and attack my opponents with this drag curl. You obviously want to go ahead and figure in a couple other plays to go ahead and keep your opponent honest. But it's a good way to go ahead and attack your opponent in different types of coverages. It's got unique routes. The key to this particular play is you got to get rid of the ball hot, because if he blitzes you off the edge, you can get yourself in pretty big trouble. So to my subscribers, I appreciate the support, and until next time.